Welcome to the Fabulous Lifestyle Radio Show, where we talk about food, fashion, finance, and foundations of life. We are live on KCAA Radio Broadcasting Network. KCAA is affiliated with CNBC, NBC News, and NBC Sport. We are sponsored by Sheltered Studios, Fire Connect, and Building Solid Foundation.
Welcome back, everyone. Our guest today is Maurice F. Martin, and we have been discussing how healing past hurts can be a foundation for fulfillment and purpose. And before the break, Maurice was walking us through like how he works with clients, first doing that evaluation and taking them through this process, but making sure that they understand that they have to be the one to initiate change, and that he can only be that spark. And then they have to, get in there and rev up the engine and do the work. What if there is someone who is listening who feels empty? What can they do in order to change how they are currently feeling?
Well, the beginning of that process is you have to be willing to get honest about, well, what is it you're feeling? So in other words, if you're not feeling great, if you're not feeling truly successful, truly happy, well, then what are you feeling? And how long have you been feeling it? Here's a better question. Are you feeling anything at all? And the reason I say that...
Whoa, wait. Hey, get out of my closet.
So think about it this way, right? How many of us, and I've been there personally, to where you have gone day after day, week after week, month after month, and you're kind of numb. It's one of those numb seasons. You've been trying not to feel. Feeling would hurt too much. Well, I have to know that. I have to acknowledge that. One of the things that I say, when I talked about earlier that I'm a spark plug, I'm a spark. One of the things that I've realized, it's kind of like, when a person is dying physically, and they take out those paddles and they put the paddles and they push a jolt of electricity through somebody to get the heart moving. Well, sometimes what we find is that there are individuals who have been spiritually or emotionally feeling dead like that. And so what I feel hope does is that hope gives that jolt of, hey, hold on a second, you can have peace. Hey, hold on a second, you can have joy. It's that jolt of possibility that we bring to people. And so what I would tell somebody who's listening today, who's feeling empty, who's not feeling great, I want you to imagine yourself having a better life. Start there. Imagine yourself feeling better and ask yourself, what would it look like? What would it feel like? And is there anything I can do right now in this moment to feel some of it even now? It doesn't have to be a magical, mythical moment someday in the future. You can have some of what you want now, partially because now you know it's available for you.
Okay. Mic drop. So, I'm excited to now chat with you about your book, your second book. Your butt is too big. And again, like I said, it wasn't what you think, or what people might be thinking. And again, it was released as the #1 new release in Christian counseling and Christian living. Can you tell us about the meaning behind your book and what it means to have a too big of a butt?
Absolutely. Most people, when they really hear me explain it, they go, oh, that does make a lot of sense. So your butt is too big. I just got done giving this example of a person who is feeling less than stellar, less than great, less than emotionally healthy. Well, oftentimes we have thought about that and we've thought, well, I would be happier, but. Well, I would have gone to those therapy sessions, but. Well, I would have had those healthy conversations that I'm supposed to have, but. And so there seems to be a but standing in the way of the progress you desire to make in all those areas of your life. And so what my book is about is the premise that the past disappointments, the past hurts, the past pain that you've had in your life is part of what has formed you now saying, I would do it, but. It's because you've been disappointed when you tried before. It's because you've become heartbroken when you put forth that effort before. That's why you don't have the strength now. So the key is you have to heal from what you've been through. Anything in your life that you have not worked through has a way of working negatively on you. Right? I'll say that again. Anything
Yeah.
anything that you have been through that you have not processed has a way of working negatively on you. Once you work through it, you then get a grip on it. Right now, I have some control over this thing that has been controlling me. So the key is I have to face what I've been through. That's what helps me recalibrate my mindset and recalibrate my heart posture. So now I can focus on what I really want, and I don't have my past standing in my way, making me feel like the future that I want is impossible.
Okay. So this but is their unhealed moments in their lives. And so your premise is that that's the reason why people haven't healed, because they haven't healed that but.
Yeah, my premise is that oftentimes the fact that they haven't healed is leading them to an emotion that is overwhelming them. So a person is afraid to do the things that they want to do, or they are overwhelmed by what they want to do. Generally, if I'm stuck thinking about my past, it leaves me to feeling depressed. Or if the way that my past has affected me, if I'm staring at my future but with past eyes, then I find myself feeling anxious. I start to become anxious and have anxiety. And so the key is, instead of being overwhelmed by the emotions caused by what I haven't grown through or haven't healed from, I have to deal with my past. And there's a lot of past. Some of the most basic things I've helped clients with, right? They come in and people say, well, I've been successful in my life and I had a normal childhood and I've really never had a major issue. Well, everybody says that until you really start getting down to what words like normal or major are. And what you find is that people call extraordinary things ordinary. They call major traumas, major dramas, major pains, oh, that's just normal life. Well, the normal life actually was an abnormal moment that jolted your life in some way and you never dealt with it. And so what I get people to do, this is the real key. This is real honesty, okay? What I'm really helping people do is to slow down. Because a lot of times what we do is we become more driven to accomplish things. And so we feel like we're just running towards a goal. Okay, you might be running towards a goal, but are you also running away from something? There it is.
Yes. Oh. All right, Maurice. Whew. Okay.
I'll send the bill later.
So your book covers 7 principles. Can you share one or two of those principles with our listeners? Because I'm sure they would like to hear this.
Sure, absolutely. Well, I shared the first one, which was that concept of the evaluation. So the second one is called the marathon mindset. And simply what the marathon mindset is this concept that you are no longer in a sprint, okay? There's a lot of things that we sprint for. I want to be the fastest CEO. I want to be the first one in my family to do these. I want to be the first one. And there's a lot of sprinting we do in life. Well, healing itself is a journey because you have a lifetime of things to heal from, grow from, and learn from. And so what I tell people is if you really want to get holistically healthy and holistically focused, this is going to take time. And it's not all necessarily time with me. That's not what I'm selling you, right? I'm telling you if you want to be whole and the best version of you, it's going to take a while. It's going to take not just a couple months, but a few years of your life to invest in you and your happiness and your health. The next premise or the next principle that I teach is something I call the balance of hope. And I talked to it just a little bit already. Here's the premise of the balance of hope. A lot of times when we think about hope, we think that hope is something in the future. So someday when I reach this accomplishment, then I'll be happy. Once I get to this point where the kids move out of the house, once I get to this point where I finally become the president, once I get 20 employees, once I hit once I hit 10 mil, then I'll be happy. And the reality is, once you get to that moment, what you looked for isn't there. So the balance of hope says, Yes, have goals. Yes, have dreams. But understand that true hope must be rooted and grounded in the moment you're in. And the reason I
Yes.
say that, right, is because right now, this is the moment that prepares you for then. Right, this
Yes.
is this is the moment that
Mm-hmm.
develops your character, or
Mm-hmm.
that grows you and grows your confidence in who you are. And if you
Mm-hmm.
find some hope now and some happiness now, then when you reach what you want, you can sustain it.
Okay, with that, we're going to take a commercial break and then we'll be back shortly to continue this conversation with Maurice F. Martin.
Welcome to the Fabulous Lifestyle Radio Show, where we talk about food, fashion, finance, and foundations of life. We are live on KCAA Radio Broadcasting Network. KCAA is affiliated with CNBC, NBC News, and NBC Sports. We are sponsored by Sheltered Studios, Fire Up Connect, and Building Solid Foundation.